What's in a name? When we look back in history and look at today, memorable people have catchy, memorable names. Many of those names are chosen by the individual apparently unhappy with the name given them by their parents. Richard Starkey is one of the more famous drummers in musical history. You probably know him, as Ringo Starr. Balcalis Almanzar is a famous American rapper. Perhaps you've heard of her. It's Cardi B. And then there is a famous criminal. You may not have ever heard of the child born in Chicago in 1911 and given the name Jacob Rubenstein. He grew up and made his way to Dallas. He operated a strip club downtown off of Commerce Street called the Carousel Club. He loved Campese's on Mockingbird Lane, and he changed his name to the more memorable Jack Ruby.
The world will never know the true facts of what occurred, my motives. In other words, I'm the only person in the background that knows the truth pertaining to everything relating to my circumstances.
Ruby was known to Dallas locals in the 1950s and early 1960s. He liked hanging around Dallas police, members of the local media, and reporters. Something that will come to a head in March 1964 when several members of the police and local media would get on a witness stand to answer questions about Ruby. Ruby was put on trial inside the Dallas Criminal Courts building, just north of the majestic Old Red Courthouse that today stands as the Old Red Museum. He was charged with murder with malice for the shooting death of Lee Harvey Oswald, the accused assassin of President John F. Kennedy. Some have called Jack Ruby the assassin's assassin. Ruby's initial account was that he couldn't help it when he saw Oswald in the basement of the old Dallas Municipal Building. Before Oswald made it to the car waiting to take him to the Dallas County Jail, Ruby jumped out of a swarm of reporters and officers and fired one shot into the prisoner's stomach.
There is Lee Oswald. He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot. There's a man with a gun. It's absolute panic. Absolute panic here in the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters. Detectives have their guns drawn. Oswald has been shot.
We know what happened. We've heard of the people involved. Now, let's go into the trial that led to the conviction and death sentence handed to Ruby, a conviction that was eventually overturned. The colorful nature of Ruby's attorneys.
I hope the people of Dallas are proud of this jury that was shoved down our throat. One juror, before he sat on that jury, told his employee that if he got on the Ruby jury, he'd vote the death penalty.
It's a violent miscarriage of justice.
Anything else to add to that, Mr. Donahill?
I'm about to throw up.
The off nature of even the judge giving interviews to reporters during the trial, and the day-by-day account from original court records of testimony that led to the jury's decision.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder with malice as charged in the indictment and assess his punishment at death.
Join us each night as we recount the day's events 55 years later.
I'm Eric Bushman.
And I'm Brandon Birmingham. This is the State of Texas versus Jack Ruby, the original trial of the century.